Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We're going to explore the important topic of integrating fraud detection into auditing practices. In this session, we'll focus on how advanced techniques, cutting-edge technology, and effective risk management can enhance the integrity and reliability of audits. I'm excited to share insights on how we can strengthen our auditing processes to better detect and prevent fraud. Let's dive in. Detecting fraud is a crucial part of any audit because it helps protect an organization's assets and safeguards its reputation. Without effective fraud detection, hidden risks can go unnoticed, potentially causing significant financial and reputational damage. However, modern fraud schemes have become much more sophisticated, making it harder to spot irregularities using traditional audit methods alone. This means that auditors need to enhance their techniques and tools to keep up with these evolving threats. By incorporating robust fraud detection processes into audits, we can achieve a more thorough evaluation of financial activities. This not only helps in identifying potential fraud but also supports the credibility and reliability of financial reporting overall. Let's take a closer look at some common types of fraud that auditors often encounter. First, we have financial statement fraud. This involves deliberately misstating or omitting information in the financial reports to mislead stakeholders, which can seriously distort the true financial position of the company. Next is asset misappropriation, which refers to the theft or misuse of company resources like cash, inventory, or equipment. This type of fraud directly impacts the company's assets and can be harder to detect without careful controls. Finally, corruption and bribery schemes involve abusing one's position of power for personal gain. This could include kickbacks or undisclosed conflicts of interest, which undermine the integrity of the organization. Understanding these types helps us be more vigilant and effective in identifying fraud risks during audits. When it comes to detecting fraud, there are several methodologies we rely on. First, risk-based auditing helps us focus our efforts where it matters most. By identifying areas with higher fraud risks, we can prioritize audits to catch issues early. Next, analytical procedures involve closely examining financial data to spot any unusual trends or inconsistencies that might indicate something's off. Finally, data mining and anomaly detection use advanced statistical techniques to uncover patterns that don't fit the norm. This approach helps us find subtle signs of fraud that might otherwise go unnoticed. Together, these methods create a robust framework for effective fraud detection. Technology has dramatically enhanced our ability to detect fraud more effectively. One of the biggest breakthroughs comes from artificial intelligence and machine learning, which allows systems to automatically recognize complex and subtle fraud patterns that might be missed by traditional methods. Automated data analytics further support this by efficiently processing vast amounts of transaction data, making it easier to spot irregularities quickly. Additionally, continuous monitoring tools offer real-time surveillance, which means suspicious activities can be identified and addressed almost immediately, minimizing potential damage. These technologies combined create a powerful defense against fraud. One major challenge we face in integrating fraud detection is related to data quality and availability. When data is incomplete, inconsistent, or hard to access, it becomes difficult to perform accurate analysis and assess risks properly. Another key issue involves auditor skills and training. If auditors lack the necessary expertise or haven't been trained in advanced detection techniques, the effectiveness of these tools is significantly reduced. Additionally, resistance to change within organizations can create delays in adopting new fraud detection processes. People may be hesitant to embrace new methods, which slows down progress. It's important to recognize and address these challenges because only then can we fully harness the advantages that integrated fraud detection offers. When it comes to incorporating fraud risk management effectively, there are 3 best practices I want to highlight. First, embedding fraud risk assessments and detection steps right into our audit planning and execution is essential. This ensures that assessing fraud risks isn't an afterthought, but an integral part of the entire audit process. Second, collaborating closely with forensic experts can significantly boost our investigation capabilities. Their specialized knowledge allows us to identify and analyze suspicious activities more thoroughly. Lastly, leveraging the right technologies helps us automate and enhance our detection methods, making the process more efficient and accurate. Together, these practices create a unified, risk-aware audit approach that actively addresses fraud before it becomes a bigger issue. Integrating fraud detection into our audit processes offers several significant benefits. First, it allows for early identification of risks, which means we can intervene promptly and limit any potential damage before it escalates. This proactive approach is crucial for maintaining control and minimizing losses. Second, by enhancing the quality of our audits, we boost the credibility of our findings, which strengthens confidence among stakeholders. When people trust our audits, it adds tremendous value to the entire organization. Third, fraud detection helps protect our financial resources and, importantly, preserves the organization's reputation, both of which are vital for long-term success. Finally, all these advantages clearly justify the investment in robust fraud detection frameworks, making them an essential part of an effective audit function. Let's look at some real-world examples that highlight the impact of effective fraud detection. First, we have cases where the identification of major financial misstatements helped prevent significant investor losses. This shows just how crucial it is to catch these issues early. Next, there's the early detection of asset misappropriation, which stopped further financial damage from occurring. Then, we see how uncovering corruption schemes not only led to corrective actions but also improved overall governance within organizations. Finally, these case studies collectively validate the importance of fraud detection in audits, proving that it's an essential practice for protecting financial integrity and stakeholder trust. Fraud detection plays a critical role in audits because it helps protect valuable assets, boosts the credibility of financial reporting, and allows us to adapt to constantly changing fraud tactics. To be effective, we need to focus on several key areas: understanding the different types of fraud, using risk-based approaches to target our efforts, embracing new technologies, and addressing challenges when integrating these tools into existing processes. It's important for both auditors and organizations to take a proactive stance by adopting thorough fraud detection strategies in every audit they perform. Ultimately, our goal with fraud detection is to reinforce the overall integrity of financial information, ensuring trust and transparency for all stakeholders.